above that.
I like it.
You know, it don't matter how many people work for me, I still would get out there and get my hands dirty because it's like two things. It's like it's still, it reminds me of what I'm doing it for,
Yeah,
and it keeps me hungry.
I like it. I like it. And what made you start Check Runnerz podcast? Like what how you got into that?
As far as the podcast, I developed it like right,
Okay.
and I always wanted to entertain my whole life.
Okay.
Like I didn't did every we enjoyed it, so everybody had a phase where everybody wanted to rap.
Right.
you
No,
know,
you're right. When New Orleans, everybody was a rapper and everybody had a CD coming out.
yeah. So it started there, and then it transitioned. Oh, I had to come to a realization with myself where I was like, I was nice, but I was like, nah, this is not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
This is not what God has in
It
me.
wasn't your calling.
Yeah. There you go. And sometimes that's the hardest pill to swallow when we on our, journey through life, just realizing like things that's not for us.
It took me losing a couple of jobs to figure out what my niche was. I'm like, this ain't it. I thought I liked banking. This not it. I
Right.
thought I liked selling cars. This not it. Like it took me a while to find my own thing, my own niche. So I
Right.
understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So I transitioned over from rapping, and then I started.
Okay.
I had a sketch comedy show called the June Boy Show.
Okay.
Like basically, it was like the down south Chappelle show.
Okay.
It was mad funny. It was mad funny, like to
I
the
can tell.
yeah, cause like we was cutting up on there, and it was going in the good direction, but like I say, that I don't think that where God had for me.
Right.
So I moved on and I started shooting short films
Yeah.
because I write, I edit, I direct,
Okay.
like all of the entities it takes to, other film industry, I do all of that,
Okay.
and so I learned from doing that it takes money to do these things.
It does. It's not free trying to start a business. It is not free.
No, especially like a filming.
Feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes so much. You gotta have some kind of budget.
Yeah.
Like even it's just down to the equipment. Like you ain't gotta have like the most like expensive equipment, but you gotta have something. So that wasn't really like doing it for me, and then I still love filming. So I got
So
into
are you doing like movies?
yeah.
Okay.
I still do short films,
Okay.
but as far as the entertainment aspect of it, I'm putting all my energy into the podcast.
Gotcha.
So that what got me to the podcast world because I love talking to people and I love making people laugh. So I felt like podcasting was perfect.
Okay.
And it was one of those things, God was just talking to me. I got a real strong relationship with God. I tell everybody like
That
anyway,
comes first.
yeah, that always
Comes first.
that like God is head of my life, and like I don't do nothing without putting God in it. Because I done came through some storms. And so I ended up doing the podcast. Like I say, I came up with the idea like 3 years ago.
Right.
And I was supposed to do it with a couple of my cousins. And the day we supposed to shot the podcast, now one of these guys showed up.
Mm.
So imagine me being here. I didn't win and pay like thousands of dollars for all this equipment, and I'm calling my real life cousins,
Yep.
and they're not even answering the phone.
You been now.
And texting me like 2-3 days later, said, "Bro, I ain't gonna make it."
Mm.
So you're not gonna make it from 3 days ago?
You
Like,
knew 3 days ago.
yeah. So from that point, it made me
Uh-oh.
it made me realize, I had to get I had to dot a couple more I's and cross a couple more T's. So I officially launched the podcast last summer, 2021. And it's been a blessing, man. And in those 3 years, I read and watched went to YouTube University and learned more about marketing and how to get more listeners and viewers for the YouTube. So I guess God was just telling me like get my stuff together, and then once I get that knowledge, he'll make it work for me.
Exactly.
Because people don't realize about this entertainment business, like, and this another hard pill to swallow. The entertainment business is 90% business and 10% talent.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I have.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, there's more talented people, right, than business. I mean, in business.
Right.
So I don't know.
But you're right. It's way more talented people than business people. But you gotta look at it like this: the business people put them in that position to showcase their talent.
No, you're right. You're right. Because when I sold cars for 10 years.
Right.
And I was so unhappy doing it. But I sold cars for 10 years. And they asked me to do a commercial for a new line we had out. And doing that commercial, I got my first time on a microphone. And then it gave me the confidence to feel like I could go on air, I can do this, so you're right. It does take the business for you to realize what you have in you. Because I was always afraid, like, I don't want to do the camera, like, I don't want to be in front. But it was like when I did it released a talent in me I didn't know existed with talking to people, on live or, on the microphone. So I agree with that.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, forgive me, people. I just got 4 bicuspids like extracted out my mouth. So some of my S's, I'm gonna sound like Mike Tyson Jr. in here. So if I sound like Mike Tyson when I hit some of my S's, that's because like my teeth are like four of my teeth are gone right now. And I guess apparently these like the teeth that like control the S's of your speech.
That's all right. You still coming through. That message still getting out there.
It's reaching. It's reaching. Okay.
It's reaching the cross broadcast.
Hey, that's dope, man. That's dope. I love y'all setup in here. How long have you been doing this?
Me, I've been here since December.
Okay.
I've been here since December. Yeah, because we just moved to this location. So I started at the old location.
Okay.
Yeah. Wanting to interview like business owners and stuff.
What made you see? Now I got my interview hat
on.
Oh
no!
What?
See, we gotta save that for your show, okay? No. Oh,
it's like I got so many questions, but hey, you do your thing, Queen. Do your thing.
Yeah, put me on your books and I'll answer everything you got. But no, what was you about to ask me?
What inspired
what inspired me to do this was a long time ago. I had originally had a YouTube show. And then I only did it for one day, but when I started doing pop-up shops, because I have my own pop-up shop I do every Saturday on Cascade Avenue, and I felt like looking at the business owners out there trying to, put themselves out there and really make a name for themselves, I felt like they needed more. We need more as business owners, especially small ones that can't afford brick and mortar, to be able to have a platform where they can, spread their brand awareness outside of Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
And, so I felt like his was the place for me to be in order for me to be able to do that. And a lot of people have, they've made progress since coming on a radio show. Some have got deals with Amazon. Some people have found the confidence to open up a store. So that's really what it was. It was just me wanting to not just say, we stuck here at pop-up shops and we stuck here. I felt like I wanted to create an avenue where people can really get their brand out You know, so I'm all about small business owners. I'm all about kid vendors and stuff. So that's where my heart is, and that's where it started.
Hey man, and I'm glad that you said that at the end. What you just said. That's where your what is.
My heart is.
That's it. See, so many times, we condition our brains to do things strictly based on the financial aspect and the financial gain it brings to our bank account. But we not even happy doing it.
No, a lot of people. Some people they just have a business just to kind of help make ends meet for a little while.
Right.
But like for me, when I started eyelash with me too, I was out in the winter. Like I had on a blanket outside the hair stores hustling my lashes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I knew that this is for me. Like I wasn't doing this with no other job. So it was like I knew at this moment this is for me. And I think a lot of business owners, if you really serious about your brand, you're gonna really put that work in. And that's just, how it is. Now let me ask you, what do you like most about doing Check Runners podcast when you doing it? Like what's that thing that makes you happy?
The thing most about what's make me happy, that is a great question. Did you got like questions wrote for me? It just came off your
Straight
dome.
off the head.
Like, oh my god, you so good at what you're doing. Big salute for that.
I have my little mental notes I wrote down.
Yeah. You own it. You own it. But the thing I love the most, I gotta say, is it's like a therapy session. Because as black men, um, the term therapy, it gets a bad look sometimes. People see it as, oh, it's quote unquote, that's white people stuff.
Right.
But like these mental health issues that people dealing with every day, they don't know what color you are.
Right.
They don't know and don't care. Like you got millions of people that's depressed and dealing with anxiety and like dealing with trauma from like past experiences. So it's like doing I go to therapy also. But when I do my podcast, I feel like that is the place where I feel the most free at. I started to say free-ish, but I don't think,
You was about to get
I don't think that's a word.
You could start your own words.
Hey,
You never
I
know.
feel the most
Start your
freest.
own dictionary.
I feel so free and freer when I podcast. Yeah, like that's like I'm generally a happy person, but that's like the space for me where I'm happiest. I know that's a word.
Okay, that's the word of the day.
Which one? Freest?
Freeish.
Freest. Man, we freest, man.
We freeish.
Oh my God. We freest. So freest right now.
Yes. Okay, so if people want to get on your podcast, like how do they book you?
Okay. If you guys want to come get on the Cheq Runnerz podcast, all you have to do is email me at checkrunners@gmail.com, or you can send me a DM and follow the page Cheq Runners podcast on Instagram and all that good stuff. TikTok. Follow all the socials, man. If you need some junk removal, just follow Big Boy Waste Management over there at Instagram. Shout out to the good people over there at Instagram.
We love the people on Instagram.
Feel free to come over here and cut a check at Cheq Runners and Hits 92.3.
Yes, and build the brain because we definitely could use one.
Oh,
maybe on the way. We ain't never never gonna stop taking the checks.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like that's what's so dope about the era we in right now. Mm-hmm. People are really getting out here. We investing in ourselves. Mm-hmm. Not just financially, but we actually like putting the time in and putting the work in, because you can go buy millions of dollars of equipment, but if you don't have the work ethic, if the work ethic is not there, it's not going to do nothing.
Exactly.
You just send in $1 million studio, and you would get no ROI on that. ROI, return on investment.
Exactly.
you know, versus a guy went and bought a $200 camera, some $50 mics, um, uh, a used soundboard from eBay or whatever, and
Mhm.
just going in and doing what he loved. Then he didn't put in the work, and then these major corporations down the line, they see, okay, this guy is investing in himself. So
Exactly.
he definitely might be something that we can invest in. Let me go over here and get this guy a couple of M's,
Yeah,
you know, because we see he can bring value to our company.
exactly.
So that's what it's about. And these people out here like every day, like Spotify and all these big, you know, podcast platforms, like cutting big boy checks,
They are.
you know. But they not just cutting it just because you got a podcast.
Yeah,
Like you gotta put in
the
work.
work. That's when anything else.
Right.
That's anything you do. You have to put in work if you want to see return investment.
There you go.
You know, but with my pop up shop, like we like one of the largest in Atlanta. We right at the top 3, and that's because of the work you put in. You get that return investment. You get a vendors, if not more, every week. So that's anything you do. You have to put in the work.
Right.
If you want to see your business successful, or you want people to invest and believe in your dreams, you have to put in the work. And it's like what I was saying earlier, like with the hair store, I was talking about I used to set up outside of. I just used to see me like on the at the red light, you know, set up on the back of my car.
Right.
And then he came over and he was like, "We've been watching you, and even though we sell lashes in our store, we want you to sell in front. Bring your stuff to our store, and you can set up outside, and let the customers meet you first. It's because you got to put in that work. If I didn't put in that time and that work, then I consider that as a return on my investment,
Right.
my time, my dedication. So a lot of people should do that. You have to. You can't just say, "Oh, I just went and passed out flyers today, and that was that." What else did you do?
Yeah, went to sleep.
Uh,
Smoke right quick. Mom Deuce
yeah,
and cooked like some chicken. I ate. I
you
passed
not.
out like 10 flyers though.
Yeah,
Like,
you would be surprised how many people. How many? I talk to hundreds of business owners a day that got small business. And when I'm asking them, like, well, what did you do besides hand out? Well, I did go inside the store and I did a little shopping.
nah, that
Like,
ain't it.
no, what? You gotta put in hard work.
Yeah, and you got to just stay dedicated to that hard work.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like one of those things. Like when you invest in yourself, like you build value
Yeah.
every day. Every day you wake up and do what you love, you constantly building value. You
Yeah.
know, I like to look at value, Christian, as building a house.
Exactly.
You know, like say if somebody start a podcast,
Right.
they go out buy all the equipment, they laying down the foundation.
Right.
Each episode they shoot and continue every week is a brick that's constantly being built to the house.
Yeah.
And now people can ride by this house and see, oh wow, this house is so magnificent.
Right.
It's luxurious. I want to buy this house. You know. But that house didn't get built in one day either.
No.
You know, see that's the other thing right there. We want these things. We want success. We
want
want
to be rich.
yeah, we want to be rich. But we having hard times with dealing with the aspect of taking our time to reach these platforms and these pinnacles, you know, and doing what we love.
Yeah. Let me. You know what? It's funny you said that about building a house because across the street, I live down Hurt Road, so it's like a straight street.
Right.
And then there was I've been there. We've been in our house for 3 years, and across the street, it was just when we first got there, it was like this just dirt little area. And the guy, he started building his house. So over time and years, they just got finished like maybe 2 months ago, and this house is gorgeous. It is big. I think everybody now subdivision probably like a little jelly.
Right.
But I had asked, I saw him at the store one day and I asked him, I said, like, you built that house. I was like, what inspired you to do that? he was talking about how he had his own construction business, but his family that was living inside a hotel throughout the time that this house was being built. He wanted something different, and he was dedicated to making a change for his family and his kids. So he put in the hard work to build that house. It wasn't rushed. It didn't happen overnight. They was in the hotel for 3 years till that house got built. So you just have to be dedicated, like you say. And if you want it, you're gonna wait for it. You're not gonna rush it. You have to trust the process. Is what I always say. Trust the process. It works.
And the process, it will never fail you.
It won't.
Like you'll let me see. You'll literally fail the process before the process fails you.
You're right.
You know, because the process gonna always do what it do.
Yeah, you know what? It's and you know this the thing. Like I've done 8 magazines. I'm working on number 9 right now for my pop-up shop, and I had a girl who actually showed up that follows me on Instagram, Facebook, and she came to my pop-up shop and she asked me, who do I know that could put her on?
Right.
I'm like, how long you been in business? She was like, I just started. Like, I don't even have a logo yet. I'm like, I don't have anybody that put you on. I don't have a manager. I don't have none of that stuff. I trusted the process.
Right.
I trust my hard work, my dedication, what I put on social media, and then these people started noticing me and what I'm doing.
Right.
And so that's all part of trusting the process. You have to just wait. It's like baking a cake. You can't just put a cake in the oven and expect it to be done. You gotta prep that cake. You gotta ice in that cake. Put it in the. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give it time.
Yeah, I'm hungry now too.
Yeah, I'm hungry,
what
but
kind
you
of that?
That cake gonna be raw when you come out because you hungry. You gonna pull it out early. Cake gonna fall.
Hey,
you
it's gonna
be
some good cake though.
No, it is.
And it's gonna be worth the wait. Like for real.
Yes. Well, we have to move on to our next topic of the day, which is popping topics. So I just want to see if there's anything else you want to share with our listeners about your podcast and your other business with the
like I say, everybody go follow on Instagram, TikTok.
What's your name on TikTok?
At Cheq Runnerz Podcast.
Okay.
On all socials. Follow at Big Boy Waste Management. Oh yeah, dropping a new book probably sometime in August. Get Rich and Praise God. That's gonna be very dope. So the basics of the book, I'm let's tell y'all right quick. The purpose of the book is to just teach people that no matter what you got going on in life, we need to stop looking for things that we watch on TV that we think we need to be successful.
Yes.
Instead of trying to go break our neck to go find things to be successful that's gonna make us and break us, we already are born with these things.
Yeah.
We just gotta learn how to use them. So y'all get ready for that. That Get Rich and Praise God. It's gonna be hard.
But you let me know when they hit so I could make sure I let everyone know to go and check that out.
Definitely.
I'm all for supporting now. Rico, outside of your podcasting and I want to know what is that you like to do for fun?
For fun, that is a good question because I met a woman last week. She asked me the same question.
Okay.
And I did not know how to answer the question at all. Like she probably still waiting on me to tell her back. Because I have no idea what I like to do for fun no more. Like
really?
I'm so used to just working and doing things that just gonna get me closer to the point where I'm building a legacy for my kids and my kids' kids that I get caught up. But honestly, just to answer that question, I like playing piano.
Nice.
Yeah, I love playing piano. It's a good conversation piece. When people come over to your house and you drinking and y'all having a good time and you just get on your keyboard and I don't know how to play no but a couple songs.
That's okay though.
But it's a vibe though when you
Yeah.
come up in there.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I love playing the piano, man. So that's like my new form of therapy.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. I like that. Do you have any encouraging words for other entrepreneurs out there that's trying to start a podcast or a business?
Encouraging words for um I got a couple things encouraging words.
Okay.
Number one, everyone is not a rapper.
No.
Please stop
No.
trying to rap. We have way too many rappers.
And you know what? Before you said thing, I be feeling so bad because I'm one of the people like I don't know how to say no. So when I'm pumping my gas and somebody walk up to me, I be like, "Wait, is I'm done?" Like I'm trying to run, but then I'm pregnant, so I can't.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, "I'll buy it." I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll buy it."
Oh, people still selling CDs?
Yes. So I got like three. I got like 3 or 4 in my car that I picked up from Quick Trip Racetrack. I think I got one from Sitco.
Wow.
Cause when I look at them, I be seeing a hustle. They out here trying to. They could be selling drugs. They could be robbing somebody, but they're at a gas station just trying to sell a mixtape.
Right.
So I be like, yeah, like I can't promise that I play it, but I do support.
All right, yeah, that's the number one thing I want to. Oh, 2 before I get to the real stuff. Ladies.
Oh Lord.
Everybody can't do OnlyFans, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
So 1 and 2. Everybody stop trying to be rapper. Everybody stop trying to join OnlyFans. Like that's not for everybody.
No, it's
like
not.
find your bag.
Yeah.
Find like what's good, what you're good at. Don't base your business off of money.
Yeah.
Because if you do anything for the money, it's not gonna last.
Right.
If it's strictly for the money.
Right.
Like you have to do it. It gotta come from a place of passion.
Right.
It gotta come from a place of commitment.
Exactly.
So that's what I want to say to all the up and coming entrepreneurs. You can do anything that you set your mind to. I know that's super cliche to say,
but it's true.
But yeah. If you can see yourself doing it, you can do it. But have realistic expectations at the same time. Like it's April. If you start a podcast today, don't think Spotify is gonna call you next month with a $5 million offer to get you in the building. So it's like have realistic expectations, man, and do everything with a passion.
And then when it comes to OnlyFans, you can use OnlyFans as a positive thing. Like I had an OnlyFans, but it was called Build the Brand with Kristen.
Right.
So I was trying to teach people how to build the brand on. Nobody was interested. It was like, can you take the top off while you showing? I'm like, oh. So, I understand.
Right.
And TikTok, you can use TikTok for your brand. You don't have to always be you bending over, shaking your butt.
Right.
You can use TikTok to be able to get more. I got sales from my lashes off TikTok.
Right.
Just doing duets and little skits.
That's dope. Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with OnlyFans. Like I really like that is a respectable hustle in my eyes. Like I respect anybody trying to hustle. All I'm just saying is it's not for everybody.
No, it's not. Hi, Miss Peachy Tea Time checking in. Hey, boo. Hey, she said, hey, guys. Hey, she on Instagram. I told you happy birthday yesterday, but happy birthday again to you. You're now doing amazing things out there. She actually has a show on YouTube called Peachy Tea Time. So everybody make sure y'all check it out. She is also part of his family here. So let's always show love to each other. Okay, so it is time for popping topic of the day. Which is, and I'm glad you're here to discuss this. When is it time for a man to propose? And women are now proposing to men instead because they don't want to wait too long. So if anybody have any comments on this topic, give us a call at 44254-4347. The phone lines, as usually, is always open. So what do you think about this?
When should a guy propose?
When is it time to put out the ring?
I gotta say on that one, it's not one of those things you can put a time limit on. Because if you feel like this is a woman you ready to share the rest of your life with, and then she ensues joy into your heart, and you just can't live without her, like, hey, go for it. Now, how long they gonna be engaged? Now, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, if she,
But to pop that ring, should like guys do? Most guys wait like 2 years, 4 years. What's the max before he pull out that box?
that's kind of like that's very subjective because you got some guys like they feel like they got to be with somebody about 10 years. Oh, if she stay with me 10 years, I know she the one. Let me go ahead and go on pop the question.
Yeah.
Then you got some guys like this hopeless romantic, like the first 6 months might propose, and neither one of those guys are wrong in their own right, but it's just all about the situation, But if you with somebody and they like got some questionable behavior, they probably won't get proposed to.
Yeah.
Like if your first 3 months of your relationship very toxic, you probably don't need to propose. You probably need to wait till y'all get in like a healthy space.
Yeah.
If y'all even get to that healthy space. Because sometimes when a relationship just toxic, it's just toxic. It's not gonna bring nothing but.
But can it be toxic and get better?
I haven't seen one that has.
What about women proposing? And I thought of that because I saw I saw a episode on YouTube because I don't watch shows, but I do the videos. And Chrissy, she proposed to Jones when they what's his name?
Jones.
Yeah, when they had their show. And I was because she got tired of waiting. Like, how would you feel if a woman proposed to you?
Is she doing this publicly or private?
Well, still, if she proposed to you because she got tired of waiting on you, how would that make you?
I don't really know how to feel about that. If it's in public, like, don't do it in public. Because now I'm forced to just give you the answer you want to hear for the sake of your feelings in that public humiliation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even if I'm not ready to take it to that level, I still don't want to embarrass my queen.
Yeah.
This your moment. So if you propose to me, we in the middle of Longhorn Steakhouse, and I'm trying to enjoy my little T-bone steak and potatoes, and you like, baby, will you marry me? And everybody looking at me, I'm gonna be like, oh yes, let's do it.
Yes.
But if we at the crib, I'm gonna be like, hey,
I saw in this group before we go, I saw in this group this girl. She was like she proposed to her man because after 15 years she got tired of waiting. I know the day that I proposed to a man and be the day that I pluck my own eyelashes off my face because I would never. Hi, caller, you're on with Build the Brand with Kristen. Hello. Hello. You on with Build the Brand with Kristen? Okay, I can't hear. Nobody's saying nothing. So, anyways, I couldn't do it. I've been with my guy for 9 years, and then we got engaged around 7.
okay.
And then we got married. But a lot of people was saying why it took so long. Like when we got married, it was like, what took so long? You know why? And it was like it don't have to be because it's 2 years or 3. It takes time. You got to build a foundation before anything else. Okay. Well, that's the time we have today with
Rico Ramir.
With Cheq Runnerz podcast. Y'all make sure y'all check him out on the Facebook.
And first of all, thank you for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that. It's good anytime all of us can just come in. Okay, we got the caller back on the line.
Hey, okay. Hey, caller, you on with Build the Brand with Kristen?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're on with Build the Brand with Kristen. I
Can
can.
I be heard?
Yes, you can be heard.
Okay, I'm having a really hard time hearing you. So I'll just say what I have to say and then I'll hang up because I can't hear you very well.
Okay.
This is Peachy
Hey, Miss Peachy.
with Peachy Tea Time.
Hey.
And I wanted to say, it's funny that your guest said that it depends on if it's in public, if he get proposed to. And then you mentioned the whole Chrissy thing. I remember because I was a big fan of reality show, and I remember on Black Ink Crew,
Yeah.
the New York version, the New York edition rather. I remember when Charmaine proposed to her now husband, and they had a gathering at their house. There was a lot of people there, and she was pissy drunk. And she got down on her knee, and I will never forget that. She got down on her knee and proposed to him, and he told her to get her ass up off the floor.
Oh wow.
Lord have mercy.
In front of all the people. Told her to get up off the floor. He did not accept the ring. And he told her, when I'm ready to marry you, I will propose to you.
Yeah, I would lose all my dignity if I had to propose to
Yeah.
a man because he didn't
I
accept
can't
the
hear
ring.
you if you're saying anything,
Can
Kristen.
you hear me now?
Now I can a little.
Okay, I was saying that I would just lose all self respect if I had to propose to a man versus him proposing to me. I just don't know how I feel about myself because that would mean you don't see me as the queen. Because I think the Bible says the man that finds a woman finds a good thing, right? So that means that you should feel like I'm the one for you. I shouldn't have to go and propose to you. I don't know. I feel like I would have never done it. If my now husband would have never proposed, I never would have done it. It never
Yeah.
would have happened.
I don't think well, there's no thing. I would not propose as well. Um, And another thing that the guest said, I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, I keep calling
It's
you guest,
okay,
but I can't look at
Rico.
both of them at the same time. At the phone and at the YouTube. But he mentioned that it all depends on the person and the relationship as far as when is the time to propose. My husband proposed to me literally after 8 years. Well, I'm sorry, 8 years was when we got married, and he proposed 6 years. 6 years after we were together, and we got married 2 years later. So our engagement was long, just as well. Um, but at the same time, I met my husband when I was 19 years old. We were young. So when you're young like that, 9 times out of 10, it is gonna be a long engagement, a long marriage. I mean, not marriage, but a long proposal. Proposal, I meant to say.
Yeah.
So it goes all different ways.
And
It goes
sometimes
all
it just
different
take
ways.
you having to get yourself together too. You don't want to start off a marriage with y'all in financial ruins or one
I
person.
can't hear you.
Also, you don't want to start a marriage off like in financial ruins neither. One person is struggling, the other person, like you want to start a marriage off where y'all both can bring in 50-50 to complete that marriage as well. Like that was one of the things that took us so long to get married. I found I wasn't financially ready. I wasn't, I didn't have my stuff together. And, he was trying to get his stuff together. And when we became whole together is when we enter marriage. So sometimes it takes that happening. But we want to thank you for calling in, Miss Peachy. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
All
You
right.
guys have an awesome day.
You
All right, you
too.
too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh, you're welcome. That's wow, that was I mean, she's right. It takes
Mm.
time.
Right.
But I want to thank you, Rico, for coming in today. It was such a pleasure having you.
Anytime.
And we
Anytime.
gotta definitely get me on your show now.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
can't
up.
wait to
It's
get
up.
on Cheq Runnerz podcast.
It's up.
Okay, when I'm tired of my trash people, I will get with Big Boy. Um what's it called? Me
Big
right.
boy waste management.
Big Boy Waste
Yeah, if
Management.
you in the Atlanta area, follow us on Instagram at Big Boy Waste Management. Follow the podcast, Cheq Runnerz podcast, man.
Check
It's
Runnerz
the
Pod.
biggest podcast in the world, darling. I'm telling you, it's so
Nice.
splendid. So,
It
so
sound good. I saw you on there advertising. Everybody like me. And then I shot my shot with you. I'm like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
look, let me tell you what I got going on.
Yeah, because I love to bring in just normal people that have conversations. I don't
Yeah.
feel like I gotta go just for the big names right
Yeah.
now because I feel like it's more relatable.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know, like people want to talk to people they feel like, oh, I can hang out with her or him, or
Yeah,
I can have a drink with them, like in this vibe.
I understand.
So, like, hey, if you want to come be a guest on the podcast, hey, like I say, just follow us at Cheq Runnerz Podcast and just shoot me a DM, man, and let's work.
Let's work. Let's get to work. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break right here at his 92.3 Atlanta. You are on with Build the Brand with Kristen.
Hey.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Build the Brand with Kristen right here on his 92.3 ATL, the real definition of internet radio. Y'all, it was such a pleasure to have Rick. Make sure y'all follow him on all platforms at Cheq Runnerz podcast. And then we have our next guest that's here with us today. We have Jade Desire of Tasteful Treasure. And I can't wait to get into that. That's gonna be really entertaining today. But first, y'all already know what time it is. It's time for the B Team Investigate. I've been getting hit up asking what are we talking about today? What scam has the world created this time? We didn't have red light scams, we didn't had all types of stuff. But the B Team has found there is a puppy app scam that is going around. And Google is not having it. Google is taking legal action against business owners of several fraudulent pet apps. Now, these people is using a network of fraudulent websites that claim to sell basset hound puppies, cat, Pomeranians, along with alluring photos and fake customer testimony in order to take advantage of users. So y'all just go to Petco. Don't get another dog off another puppy app. Some apps are telling customers if you buy through us, the pets can be delivered. But this is not what's happening. And once the payment has been made or a deposit, the customer is either banned from accessing the app again. And then one pet app scammer, he received over 75,000 in 1 month through his app. That a lot of people is like, how this happened? Don't you have to set up a real bank account to own an app? No, there are platforms that allow you to create your own app. So you do not have to go through big people. Um, I would say that the reason Google is upset is because these scammers have been using Google's paid advertisement to lure people. Where you'll go to Google, shoes on sale, and it'll say puppy app finders, those advertisements to target people to come on to, download their app. They'll have a picture of a cute little puppy. They'll tell you the puppy has a $300 deposit. You pay that deposit, that's it. You would never see that dog again. This is also happening here in Georgia. This is where it started, and now they're found in places like California. They found in places like New York, where people having a hard time finding puppies. Now there are even breeders that's claiming that they're breeding dogs for you to buy pit bulls from them off a website, and they're doing the same thing. So a few scam websites has been taken down. They are still working on uncovering more. The company Google is seeking damages, legal costs, and any injunctions. So if you went through the Google ad to find a puppy app, you can actually get in on a legal action lawsuit that they're going to be forming really soon by Google. So they are not playing Google like don't put our name in it, right. Don't drag us in it. So to avoid falling for a puppy scam, please see the pet in person or do a video call. Ask them, hey, can I see this dog that you have on the website? Before paying any money. More than anything, scammers won't comply with the request if they don't have the puppy. And if they're using the dog themselves, their own pet, make sure that pet picture you can Google image it and make sure it's not on other platforms as well. So that's what the B team got for y'all today, y'all. They on the puppy fraud scams. They done dried us in the papa shower or not in the hooked on the pet. And avoid wiring any money. Don't pay with any prepaid debit card. Like I just said, do reverse image search online for the seller. Ask for the company name. Do not buy a pet from someone that you do not know through the puppy app. Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I had got my cat off Craigslist. So I knew. That's crazy. And you can do stuff like that. Like when I got my cat before she passed away, God rest her soul. When I got my cat, I got the address and I asked. She lived in a cul-de-sac, and I called 911 and I asked an officer to meet me on the corner of that cul-de-sac to make sure I make it back out. So there is other precautions that you can take. That's crazy. Yes.
Damn pet. Okay.
Hey man, they gotta get their money. However, so far the scamming world has reached over billions of dollars.
I'm in the wrong line.
That's what I said last week. I'm in the wrong line of business.
My ass will get caught though.
The scammers have reached at least 5 billion when it comes to scamming people out of money. Pop-up shops, the red light cameras they were doing to people and all this, it's in
I think that
Georgia.
started in Chicago. Didn't that start in
Yeah,
Chicago?
and then it went to Florida, and then now it moved down here to Georgia.
Making my hometown look bad. Stop. We got enough going on up there.
We were
We got enough
now I'm
going
scared to
on.
pass the red light. Well, I want to tell you thank you for coming in and choosing building brands to help spread your brand awareness.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. When you call, I was just so intrigued by your business and what you're doing. So, if you could just explain to us, introduce yourself, who you are, and more about your brand.
Okay, absolutely. I am Jade's Desire. I am the owner of Tasteful Treasures. Um, I am a certified sexologist, and I am a real life erotica author. So that's pretty much the brand. The brand is all about sex, sexual awareness, and sex ed.
Oh, nice. It's the summertime, hot girl summer. You might need some little tips.
I know, and I got the tips for you. I got the tips for you.
Okay, now you said erotic author, so you're writing sex books.
Yes, but my sex books are different.
Okay.
Because it's real life erotica and it's my sexual autobiography. So when you're reading literally about my life.
Nice. Ooh, it's like a tell-all.
It is. It's literally like my personal diary. So it's like it's out there.
I like that. I like the fact that your books is more realistic.
Yeah.
So I remember you asked me like, have you read? Because and some people like me haven't, don't really, know what some of that stuff is.
Yeah.
So, so it was like. You said, have you read any Zane books? And I'm like, y'all love Zane.
Yeah.
Oh, I could read a Zane
I'm the
book.
real life version of Zane.
Okay, and then you said Zane.
Yep. Everything in my book is real because it's everything that I've done, everything that I've experienced, everything that I've tried. So, yeah. My do's, my don'ts, my tutorials, the how-to. Yeah.
What made you want to do that? Like, what made you come out with that?
Girl, it was an accident.
What? Ability.
When I tell you, baby, it was an accident. Okay, so I am a free bird when it comes to sex, and that's wholeheartedly because of my upbringing.
Okay.
We're allowed to talk about sex freely, openly. So, it's what I do.
You good. Go ahead. Just keep going.
So I'm always talking about sex, always. When I say always, always. And I have to tell people just because I'm talking about sex, I mean I want to sleep with you. It's just I enjoy the topic of sex. So a friend of mine was like, you know how they be having the Facebook groups, and I was in my high school alumni Facebook group, and we had an after dark group talking about sex, and she was like, you need to start a blog. No, I don't. I'm good. I do not. She was like, yeah, you do. She was like, because what you're doing is, you're teaching people, because whenever somebody would post something, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not how you do that.
Okay.
And then I put out there, and then somebody be like, you know what? You're a nasty motherfucker. But, that it worked. It worked. So I thought about it, and I was like, okay. So I started the blog, and I literally didn't know anything about blogging. So I was like, okay, what do I do? I started out, and I was like, I'm going to do 1 or 2 blogs a week, and that's it. I put the very first story in there, and then I put a tutorial in there, and I started getting messages like, what else? What else? And I was like, what the hell is going on? And I was like, okay, I couldn't keep up with them sending me messages like, well, how do I do this? And how do I do that? And I was like, okay. So I was talking to my best friend, I was talking to my other half, and he was like, then just keep doing it. Yeah. I didn't know that publishing companies look through blogs. Publishing company found my blog. This turned me on is exactly what he said. Just by reading this, you need to turn this into a book so people can read it. No, I don't. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. This man hounded me for 3 months. No, I'm good. I'm not an author. I'm not a writer. Never aspired to be. I am a chef by trade. See, tattooed on my body. I am a certified chef. I just enjoy sex. Talk to my best friend. Talk to my mom. Talk to my other half. And here we go. I did the first one. I did the first book. I did a soft read, and everybody that read the book said the exact same thing. Like, I've always felt like this. I wanted to try it, but I didn't know how. I didn't want to be judged. And it's like, really? But that's, and here we are. I had to use my evil for good, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, well, hold on. If I say anything, I'm loving the shirt. What does the shirt say?
The shirt says "Go,
Okay.
work, come, orgasm."
Oh my God. I love it. And I think that's what it is. I think a lot of people is just afraid to talk about certain things.
It is.
Or they may think that people may think of them. And I say that because a month ago someone wanted me to do a podcast, and they was podcasting about sex. And they wanted me to do to have a segment about, to come on and talk about sex and marriage.
Right.
And I felt uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't talk about this. Like, I don't talk about this with friends.
You have sex.
Yeah. But it was uncomfortable talking about it with a stranger.
Why?
Or on, because I'm so used to talking about like business life or, certain things. I think about my image as a business owner, as as a artist, and then I think about what people gonna think. Like, am I a freak? Like, am I doing this?
Well, I think about my image. Like, right now, I have on red lipstick. I just started wearing red because my grandmother, she said, you can be as big as hoe as you want to, but just don't let everybody know.
Mm-hmm.
What you do in the streets is a representation of me. What you do behind the doors is a representation of me.
Because I be scared when I go to my business place on Saturdays, people, the business gonna be like, did you hear what Kristen said?
Why?
Did you hear Kristen and her husband do this? Because people gossip and then they travel.
Those are unhappy people. Those are unhappy people, because I feel like that's the problem. That's the conversation is not being had, and that's why, like, after my generation, like when I was in high school, we got taught sex ed. The kids after that didn't get they didn't get sex ed, and it was like during sex ed class, I was talking to the teacher, and she was like, "You want to get up here?" I got like, "Come on now, it has to start at home," and that's what people aren't understanding. They want to take sex ed out of school, but then guess what? When you take sex ed out of school, you got your little friends, can I cuss? Stupid ass friends, giving them bad advice. And now you got STDs, you got teenage pregnancy, you got all that other stuff because nobody is talking about it at home.
Right.
My mother gave me the birds and the bees. She gave me the G version. My auntie gave me the gave me. Yeah. So it really does need to
the
be
birds
discussed.
and the bees.
Right. And then it gives you an opportunity as you get older to find out who you are and what you want.
No, you're right, because I have two girls that's 13 and 14. Mm-hmm. And I tried to give them the birds and the bees because that's what I was taught. Right. But then when they came home, they're like, Mom, like, oh, this girl, she's 14 in our class, she's pregnant.
See?
And now I'm like, now I gotta tell them the whole, like, I gotta go in and everything.
And see, I have 4 boys, and my 3 older boys are grown. My 3 older boys, I was prepared as they started getting older, I'm gonna have a problem. Yeah. Because they all light skinned, they got their mama lips. Yeah. So I got some attractive boys. They gonna start. What I did was I started with my oldest. I did a PowerPoint presentation. You're gonna know about STDs, seen, unseen.
I like that.
You're gonna know about everything.
I like that.
You're gonna know about everything. When he went away to college, he had a bunch of condoms. He had spermicide. It's still grown men that don't know what spermicide is, but my son knew. So we're not gonna play this. Everybody is having sex, and it's like I'm not asking you what you do in your bedroom. I'm trying to teach you how to have fun in your bedroom.
And a lot of people need that.
Yep.
A lot of people need that.
Yep.
It's nothing wrong. Some people, they watch porn so that they
Right.
can figure out ways to
But
spice
porn
it up.
ain't real. Porn has unrealistic sexual expectations because these, people get out here and want to do what these porn stars do.
Yeah.
Let me backtrack because let me backtrack. Porn nowadays is not real. Porn nowadays is not real. Back in the day, porn was real.
Yeah.
I patterned, and I patterned my sex life after Vanessa Del Rio.
Okay.
Don't nobody know who she is. She is the queen of porn. But she had an art form that to this day can't nobody touch. Because while she was doing certain things, she was educated. She has a scene in one of her movies where she's doing a double dong, which means it's a double-headed dildo. Yeah, she's teaching you how to deep throat, but she also teaching you how to be excited at the same time. So it's stuff like that. Like nowadays, porn, you just walk in the room and you having sex. That's not how that goes. Because that's not real life. Men want to be rubbed on, they want to be caressed, they want to be turned on, but you're not just gonna, because he ain't automatically hard and she ain't automatically wet. No, exactly. You can't do that. Can't do that.
You're right. I like the confidence of you doing that. Like I think it's like so queenish of you because that's one part of being a queen is having that confidence and being able to come out and on your stuff. And the fact that you like I'm putting, my sex life in the book and then it's with stories because you said that too. That is like an actual book.
I'm telling I bought one.
Oh.
You got the book?
I love a show and tell. I love a good show and tell. I just asked my husband last night, can we try latex? And I put a latex.
Oh my
God. I put one of those masks on him. And he was like,
he probably looked at you like,
yeah, he was like, you tired. You sleepy.
These are like, I reached out once the book, just like the second book, because the second book is getting ready to come out. Once the first book was finished, the exes that there's no names in here. So it's just like you're reading my personal diary.
Okay.
But the only people who know who it is me, that person, and my best friend. Because everybody got that one best friend.
Yes.
That when I say know everything. And I thank God I never betrayed her because she will.
That's my friend Anisha from middle school. I'm originally from New Orleans, and we've been friends since the 4th grade, and she knows all my stuff.
Honey, I used to have to go to her and be like, because she kept a calendar. Like she literally kept a calendar, and I'd be like, "What's that?" She's like, "No, but you good."
I like that.
Yeah, but no, the story is, it's just they're real life things that I've done, and I'm telling you where I was, what I did, why I did it, stuff
and
like
what's the name of this book?
This one is The Real Thoughts of a Sexual Submissive, Volume 1.
Okay.
The second one is The Real Thoughts of a Sexual Submissive, Volume 2, The Making of Jade.
Yeah. And
The Making of Jade is telling how I got into kink, swinging, BDSM, all that other stuff.
Okay.
Look at her face.
I'm interested. I love me a good sex story. I done read about every book that Zang had wrote because it's entertaining and it does, make you try new things.
Yeah.
It does. But I think she wrote one book called The G Spot.
The G Spot.
And that was really good. It was like one of the best sellers.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about that. But I like the fact that your books are real.
Yeah.
So, I like more realistic books than I like ones that's not real because you're giving people what you felt in that moment, what you thought before this happened or after in the middle. I like those type of things because it makes me feel like, well, if this made her feel good, then maybe it could make me feel good as well.
And unintentionally, That's exactly, because I was like, this is not my forte. This is not, and I was like, damn, now I gotta be good. I gotta,
See, I'm gonna tell you, this is breaking news. I might be canceled up, and I'm just saying. No, I'm like, okay, so like we was on a boat one time, and this is like the first time I ever said this, but we always did cruises. And we was on a boat one time, and then like this girl, she was like trying to be intimate with both of us. Like she was asking us
a
if we
threesome.
was into threesomes, yeah. And I was like, no, but first off, Carnival gives you 15 drinks a day.
Right.
So you off the ass. You can't think. I don't even know my name at this point.
Right.
I'm on drink 13. But then it was like we on the dance floor, and like I'm just at the bar, and like I'm like watching her dance with him. But it was the fact she was touching him. And I'm like, no, it was a quick thought. I'm like, well, maybe, oh, that sounds
okay.
good.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I learned this at a very young age.
I got mad.
Don't get mad because she was attractive. So this is what I tell people, and I have so many disagreements with people. I have this one auntie, and that's the one, like I dedicated the book to her because she taught me everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. My thought process is with women, there's nothing wrong with having a same-sex experience.
Right.
Because who's going to teach you better about your body than another woman?
Right.
Have that experience. It's an experience. If you like it, so what? If you don't like it, you done found something that you can go tell, somebody else. Because I had my same-sex experience. I actually did it twice because it was like the first time I did it, I was so nervous and I was so in my head that I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be gay. I don't give a damn.
Right.
I didn't know if I enjoyed it because I was in my head. And I did it again, same person. And I was like, yeah, I need a man. It's not for me. Every woman should experience to know what's for you and what's not for you, because you don't want to get married, kids, then later on you realize that I never wanted to be with a man in the first place. Experience a woman. You never know.
You only live once.
You only live once, because guess what? She may teach you something and you be like, okay, well, this is not for me, that you can go teach that man. Because it's like, it's educational. Experience it. Have fun with it. Play with it. She can spread you, twist you, and everything else, but, take that experience back. It's just like, when you're in school, they give you homework for you to go home, learn it, master it, and then use it for everyday life. Same thing with sex. I turn everything into sex. Don't worry about it. I mean, I'm just saying.
And then you have to be comfortable with yourself.
You have to be comfortable with yourself. You absolutely have to be, because if you're not, then you're second guessing who you are. I know who I am. I'm very comfortable with seeing a woman and be like, oh, she's cute. She got a nice body. I'm not gay.
Yeah.
I'm not bisexual. Why can't we compliment another woman without having to be, classified as? No, that's an attractive woman. I don't want to sleep with her. No.
I saw women, they were pretty before. Like, oh, you're pretty, or your makeup looks good. That don't mean I
It's
want
like
to
now, this day and age that we're in now, it's like everybody is classified. No, I am a very confident straight woman that knows who she is, knows what she likes, knows what she don't like, and I dare somebody to say something to me. So,
you're true to yourself.
Yes.
And I like that. And I think your brand is so amazing. And I think you got all the listeners tuned in. You probably gonna stop working. Everybody on break on the app. Now, can you tell us about this book now? What can we expect when we read it, and what's the name of it again?
The Real Thought. Can I hold it up?
Yeah.
Okay. So can y'all see it? It's me on.
Bring it over.
Okay.
Right
so
there.
It's me on the cover. Yes. When I say it's like my face is everywhere.
You look so pretty on there.
Thank you. So this is The Real Thoughts of a Sexual Submissive, Volume 1. This one is just. This one was my. let me, just, so the story that started it all was Fork Under the Table, because I I love I love black men. Y'all don't cancel me for what I'm gonna say, but I also have a week for internationals. And I mean like Greeks, Italians, Puerto Ricans, because they somewhat black too. But
Yeah.
I have a weakness for them. But the person that I'm with is black. My kid's father, like everybody is black, but it's just something about an Italian that makes me weak in the knees. And the story that I wrote, the story that I told about it, Fork Under the Table, is the one that started it all, because this guy was 25 years old. No, he was 25 years older than me. Amazing. When I say this man was fine, this man was fine. Jesus Christ. And like he treated me like nothing else in the world mattered. Nothing else in the world mattered. And I forgot where we were going, but um, we were out and he had called me and was like, I need you to get ready and because we're going out. And I'm like, no, I got stuff to do. I gotta work. And he was like, no, we going out. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. And he was like, okay, I need you to go home. I need you to go pick up. Like he literally had everything laid out for me. He had my dress, he had my shoes, like everything was laid out for me. He was like, go to the boutique and pick up the dress. Dude, I got my own clothes. I'm good. Me being the submissive that I am, I obeyed. Because when you're submissive, that's what you have to do. You have to obey your dom.
Right.
I obeyed my dom, even though I didn't want to, and I did what he told me to do. We went to my favorite restaurant in Chicago because that's where I'm originally from, the Seay in Lake Point Towers. Beautiful restaurant. It's on the 29th floor. Oh my God. So we go there. I didn't know, like, that is literally my favorite restaurant. I can, like, it's gonna cost me an arm and leg because one meal is like $300.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of restaurants.
Okay.
So we go there, and I didn't know that he knew the owner. Now I'm talking to this man all this time about this place, this restaurant, and he ain't said nothing. We go to the restaurant. Okay, favorite restaurant, he already know. In the back, in any five-star restaurant, there's a chef's table, and that's specifically for the chef's VIP guests. We're sitting at the chef's table. Why are we sitting here? I don't even get this treatment, and I've been coming here for all these years. I get my same waiter, but I don't get a special table.
Okay.
Off in the back, off in the cut. Okay, I see you. Hmm. We get our appetizers, we get our entree, we get our desserts. I gave him dessert because I wanted to tell him thank you. So I dropped my fork under the table.
Ooh, it's getting good.
So while I dropped my fork under the table, if you know what I mean, I
Yes.
proceeded to give him a very good oral conversation while we were in the restaurant. And I told about that story in a book.
Ooh.
It took off, and here we are.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I'm like, where that book at? Somebody.
It's in there. It's that
I,
story is in there.
wow.
Fork
And I
under the
love
table.
this topic. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever Bond, but not James Bond? It's so, like, it's not boring.
No.
It's topics that have you like, what you mean? Like, you like imagination, how deep is yours? Like, I want to read that chapter. He said, like, I like that.
Yeah.
It has points. So when you tell your friends about it, it's like, read this part.
Right.
It's titled this.
Right.
Because you're going to remember it and
Right.
it's catchy.
Right.
I think this is awesome, Jade. Like, I love it. I love it. Y'all make sure y'all support Jade's Desire. In her book, The Real Thoughts of a Sexual Submissive, Volume 1. Can you tell me how can we pick up this book? Where can we find it?
I keep books on me all the time. They can go. It's available on Amazon. They can also go on my website at Tasteful Treasures. It's Tasteful Treasures 69 is the website. Um, they can purchase it there, and that's directly. If you go on Tasteful Treasures 69, that's directly to me. You'll get a signed copy and a gift. Okay. So what I just gave you is for the second book. That's the second book that's coming out, a book release for that.
Yeah, free audio copy. Now, y'all make sure y'all go and support this amazing queen. I mean, I love everything you just said, and it definitely have you like coming soon. Not just come.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how we could just find you on Instagram or social media?
Yeah. So on my social media, I have 2 pages. I have the Tasteful Treasure 69. That's the brand page, and that talks about like everything that the brand has going on. Like now, I have the T-shirts, and then the Sexual Submissive one. That is Jade. That is, the book page. That is everything that Jade has going on. Even though I put on both, but the Sexual Submissive one, that's the one that like I put all of the events on and everything else. Like I give classes. Everything that I do has a educational twist to it. So like all of like my book signing that I have coming up, I'm gonna give you a kink class.
Okay.
And people want to know what kink is, or people interested in kink. But what people don't know is if you've been smacked on the ass while you having sex, that's a small portion of kink. So if you've ever seen, because when people ask me what BDSM is, I just ask them have they seen 50 Shades of Grey, because that's pretty much what BDSM is. And it's such a fun world. It's not as scary as people think it is, but it's a fun world. It really is. So I teach all of that.
Nice. Well, yeah, I want to say now, just real quick. Is Jade the character in the book, or is that just your name?
That's my name.
Okay.
There are no characters in the books at all.
Okay. I thought maybe like you did, instead of saying your name, you have like a book name. Okay. I want to thank you so much. Y'all check out Jade's Desire Tasteful Treasures. Again, that's Instagram at Sexual Submissive One for all the books. You have the website for the T-shirts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't learn so much more. My eyes, my ears is like open. This is like one of the best interviews I think I've done.
Thank you.
Because I really just learned so much, and I'm also learning. That's what this is about: spreading your brand awareness so people can know and learn new things. So y'all open up y'all sexual minds, get into it. Check out Sexual Submissive, The Making of Jade Volume 1. And we will be here next week with Build the Brand at his 92.3 Thursday. Ooh, Lord Jade, you got mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh shit, I just got reminded I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Look, she got me thinking about I'm trying to get on Amazon.
I'm sorry.
That's how you know you're selling a good product. When you got somebody mind twisted, okay, that's a good product. I will be here tomorrow on the job from 10 to 12. That is tomorrow, Thursday. Okay. Right here at his 92.3. I'm Kristen Build the Brand. Y'all live with Jade's Desire Tasteful Treasures. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
That was funny. My bad. I ain't mean to throw you off or nothing, but I was like, today is just Wednesday. It's my first time seeing you this week. Is this something I need to know? Is there not a show tomorrow? Do I need to know?
Lord, it is. I done learning something. I can't wait to go home.